Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal accused the BJP of misusing the agencies against his party. Now, Sanjay Singh's lawyer claimed in court today that Dinesh Arora, on whose statement Sanjay Singh has been raided, was in custody of the agencies for many months. So how is it that Sanjay Singh's name has appeared after 8 months? The ED responded to that question, claiming that Arora was threatened by some influential people, and that is why he has hesitated so far to take Sanjay Singh's name. Now, politically speaking, the India bloc has come out in full support of the Aam Aadmi Party, calling Sanjay Singh's arrest a desperate move by the BJP ahead of the 2024 elections, looking at the unity of the entire opposition bloc. But fundamentally, the question is also this. Now, top 3 leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party are under the ED net. In fact, 2 of them have been in jail for months with no relief even from courts on multiple occasions. In that case, will the vendetta cry help alone? Is that political charge going to be enough? Can Arvind Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party recover from the Liquorgate heat, given that their entire plank has been anti-corruption? We'll take that question to our guests in just a bit, but let me first break down what Dinesh Arora, the accused turned approver in this case, has had to say according to the ED charge sheet, which allegedly is nailing Sanjay Singh's role. So Singh has asked restaurant owners to generate funds, is one of the statements that Dinesh Arora has made. That Sanjay Singh wanted funds for the Delhi Assembly election. So this meeting was actually ahead of the 2020 Delhi elections. That Sanjay Singh was given a check of 82 lakh rupees for those funds. The accused turned approver is also going on to say that there was another accused who wanted help in moving his liquor shop. So for that, Sanjay Singh helped him and spoke with Manish Sisodia on the same. He is also going on to allege that they met Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal once at his residence with Sanjay Singh, and that they spoke with Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia 5 to 6 times. Remember, Manish Sisodia is also in jail for many months in exactly this case. Now, the India Alliance Netas have come out in support of Sanjay Singh, and this is going to be an interesting one to watch out for, because while all of the opposition parties have been repeatedly saying that the agencies are working only against them and certainly no case is being registered or followed up against anybody else, sometimes on some cases they also differ in states where, for example, where they are opponents to each other. So, for example, Akhilesh Yadav in this case has come out and said that you cannot win elections by putting us in jail. He's of course talking about the opposition leaders. CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechury has also said that ED under Modi routinely arrests opposition leaders. There's Bihar Deputy Chief Minister Tejashwi Yadav of the RJD. He's gone on to say that if you speak against the BJP or the government, they will come and arrest you. Shiv Sena UBT Sanjay Raut has said that this is an attempt to weaken the alliance, the new alliance that is shaping up of the Congress and other parties called the India Alliance. Congress MP Gaurav Gogoi on his part has also said that this shows that the BJP is scared and on the back foot as far as the opposition is concerned ahead of the next general elections. Now, the Congress Delhi unit has often been trapped in 2 positions on multiple issues. Earlier on the Delhi ordinance issue as well, the Delhi Congress did not want to support the Aam Aadmi Party position. They wanted to back the Delhi Services Bill, but Aam Aadmi Party put up a ultimatum that if the Congress also doesn't oppose this bill in Parliament, then they will walk out of the India Alliance. Now, in this case too, they are caught between a rock and a hard place. That's because Delhi Congress has itself raised the stink of liquor scam against Aam Aadmi Party in the past and even Arvind Kejriwal. So just a case in point, this is what Ajay Makhan, senior leader of the Congress party, has said earlier this year, mind you, that ED has clearly indicted Kejriwal in the excise scam, that Kejriwal and his ministers are involved in this scam, that this policy led to the loss of 44 crore rupees to the exchequer, and that the Congress demands Arvind Kejriwal's immediate resignation. So they may question Sanjay Singh's arrest now, but as far as the liquor scam in itself is concerned, the Congress has also raised questions against the Delhi government. The larger question we ask today is this: can the Aam Aadmi Party truly recover from the Liquorgate heat by just alleging that this is vendetta, given that more and more of their leaders are coming under the net and many of them have been jailed with no relief from courts? That's coming up with our guests.
किसी भी
अन्याय है मोदी जी का, हारेंगे मोदी जी चुनाव हार गए।
संजय सिंह के घर से अगर 1 रुपया भी उनको भ्रष्टाचार का मिला हो तो देश के सामने उसका सबूत रखें, और अगर नहीं रख सकते हैं तो अपनी राजनीति छोड़ दें।
इंडिया अलायंस को कमजोर करने की कोशिश है, लेकिन उससे हम कमजोर नहीं हो गए।
इंडिया अलायंस इससे मजबूत बनेगा, ये क्या इंडिया अलायंस के लिए इशू बनेगा सर?
इशू तो बन गया है।
तो ये जो ईमानदारी का सर्टिफिकेट केजरीवाल जी बांटते हैं वो स्पष्ट तौर पर दिखता है कि एक के बाद दूसरा भ्रष्टाचारी इन्होंने अपने पार्टी में रखा है।
Let's go across to the guest joining us. Nikhil Abbas is a spokesperson of the BJP, Siddharth Sharma from the Aam Aadmi Party. Sumit Chander is a lawyer and political analyst also joining us, and Arun Anand is columnist and writer. Thanks a lot for your time. Siddharth, let me start with you. Of course, you're going to feel aggrieved when your leader is arrested. But there is a pattern that is emerging as far as the liquor scam probe is concerned, where more and more of your leaders who have been involved in the framing of the liquor policy allegedly, and I've had meetings with these people who are the other accused in this case, some of them have turned approver, they're getting caught in this net. And given that 2 of your ministers haven't received any relief from court for months and on end after being in jail, why should the political vendetta charge stick? It clearly seems like the courts believe that the allegations against these senior leaders are quite serious.
Well, Shivani, it's been pretty long since I came last to your program. It's nice to be back on air.
Yes.
One critical information that the viewers of CNN News 18 have to get is that today in Manish Sisodia's case being heard in the Supreme Court, the judges clearly flagged the factual inaccuracies in the ED's investigation. The judges clearly asked where is the proof of the proceeds of the crime.
The money trail.
Now, the money trail. So that the money trail is not there with Manish Sisodia. The ED also, very surprisingly, after raiding Mr. Sanjay Singh's house for 11 hours yesterday, till now they have not said that what they got from Mr. Sanjay Singh's house. So that clearly shows that no crime has been committed. Now, regarding the...
No, I don't think you can say that. Let the court proceedings go on, let the investigations go on. I take your point that this question has been raised, but please don't declare anybody innocent or guilty just yet.
Why should I and the innocent or guilty will be pronounced by the courts?
Yes, so we cannot quite say that no crime has taken place.
I will say because I am an advocate for Aam Aadmi Party. That's my stand. Just like BJP, when the BJP, Mr. Anurag Thakur says that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin of this scam, so does that, when he says that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin, does he mean to say that when Mr. Brijbhushan Sharan Singh is charged with women's assault, the kingpin is the Pradhan?
Okay, let's come back. I take your point. Let's come back to the debate. Finish your point.
Yeah, my point is very simple. There is absolutely no money trail, and I'll try to explain it in a little bit of Hindi. हिंदी में कहते हैं ना कि मच्छर के ऊपर ना, अगर घर में मच्छर हो तो मॉर्टिन लगाते हैं, मच्छर के ऊपर आप मशीन गन चलाओगे तो आप मूर्ख कहलाओगे. तो the simple fact is that the PMLA Act has been made stringent under the global understanding to cut through and to squeeze terror financing through money laundering. Now this the same ED has cases against Mr. Nirav Modi, has cases against Mr. Lalit Modi, has cases even against the Adani Group. Now, how come they are not being investigated and Aam Aadmi Party is only being, and just
no, but that's not true, and that's fundamentally, Siddharth, not a defense for your leaders. The question I asked you simply was this: 2 of your ministers, former ministers, have been in jail precisely in this case and on these charges. How come you've not gotten any relief?
As I said, As I said, Shivani, if I would have answered that question right at the outset, you would have cut my airtime. The answer to that is very simple. When the BJP in 1977, when stalwarts like Mr. Advani and Mr. Vajpayee being in jail for years at end did not hurt BJP. In fact, it added to BJP's aura. When you, in this nation, when you put people in jail through weaponization of your agencies, people don't look at it very favorably. And this case is very clear. As I said, आप मच्छर के ऊपर मशीन गन चला के समझदार नहीं कहलाते हो.
Okay, let me bring in Nikat Abbas now. Nikat Abbas, the point that the Aam Aadmi Party is making is that, you know, there have been leaders in the past who've served jail terms that will be equitable to what the likes of Manish Sisodia, Satyendar Jain have served, and they have come out clearing their names. So just because they haven't got any relief just yet doesn't mean that they've been pronounced guilty either. The BJP also should hold its horses when it suggests that everybody has been pronounced guilty.
Shivani, like I say, that corrupt and criminal leaders get a free entry into the Karma Cafe, and the Karma Cafe doesn't have any menus to offer. You get the food what you deserve, and that's the case for everyone. It's not only with the Aam Aadmi Party; it's with all the people who are corrupted. Now, the name of this leader, Sanjay Singh, has been there in the charge sheet since the beginning. Or I may just also call him Vasuli Baba, because Dinesh Arora has clearly given a statement in the court out loud that yes, he is the person who asked in the name of party fund, asked Dinesh Arora to collect funds from different people from the different restaurants. That's exactly what he did. And now the question, we are in the opposition in Delhi. I have few questions to ask from Siddharth, and he being, like he said, that he's an advocate, he should be answering few questions. That please tell us that on the 25th of October 2021,
it looks
about the liquor scam. But apparently, Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia sits on it. They do not answer, despite of the fact that they are the leaders from the government. They are supposed to answer. The Honorable Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister, they do not. Why is that? There was always a violation of the rules and regulations, the basic rules and regulations of the excise department, of the excise policy.
Okay, but let's leave the policy aside. 1 second. I think it's been made clear in the past that policy can be wrong. This case is not about formulating a policy that led to a loss to exchequer. But let's stick to the charges against these leaders.
Which is why I'm asking, which is why we need to know a few things. That is why we are asking Shivani that please tell us this 2019 to 2020, the revenue from the the revenue from the liquor comes out to be 10,000 crore for a year. 2021 it comes out to be 7,860 crore for a year. Apparently, all of a sudden, after the excise, the new excise policy has been implemented by the Delhi government, in 7 months, the liquor revenue comes out to be 10,000 crore. It doubles up. And why am I asking is this? Because Manish Sisodia on record said that we have decreased the number of liquor shops in the state. That how come you do have the revenue which has increased when the number of shops have decreased? The also revenue
no,
from
but that's not the charge primarily against them. The charge is that they got funds for their party in lieu as quid pro quo for tweaking the policy in a manner.
Contradictory facts.
Okay, all right.
There are contradictory facts which needs to be answered, which is why I am raising these questions. There are multiple questions. There's not only one question. I understand there's only one.
Yeah, but let's stick to the arrest that we're talking about and the fundamental questions on the arrest and the issue that the Aam Aadmi Party and the opposition is raising, which is that this is vendetta because the CBI and the ED only are pursuing cases against leaders of the opposition party. I'll come back to you, but let me also go across to a...
10 seconds.
No,
Allow me for
10 seconds then.
Allow me for 10 seconds. I really want to know, and again, Siddharth should answer this, that when Khera gets arrested for a case which is much older, it's the call of the law. But when Sanjay Singh is getting arrested, how come it's a political vendetta? How come it is different from the Punjab case and the Delhi case? And we all know that the liquor scam has been pending since so many years. Two of their ministers, major ministers, portfolio ministers are behind the bars. The court has rejected the bail, Shivani, not Bharatiya Janata Party or ED. It is for the court to take that call, right?
Yes,
so
Sumit Chandar, I want to come to you. You know, the fundamental question here is that there is a accused turned approver who has given this statement, and on the basis of that statement, the investigation agencies are taking this investigation forward. At this stage, can anyone claim that this is pure political vendetta? if the agencies have a statement on record by someone, now of course you could argue that that statement has been given under duress and all, and that's not the first time any accused or approver may say that. But fundamentally, the ED is saying that we are, following up on what is coming in front of us. Shouldn't everybody hold their horses till we can take a look at the finality of this case?
Very true. See, if you look at it at this stage, there is a supplementary prosecution complaint which has been filed. Matter is already pending before the court. There are approvers which have come up with certain names. Police is now investigating the matter. For investigating the matter, they need to make certain arrest and then investigate. They cannot investigate by sitting at home. So things are already in process. And once you are arrested, you will be produced before the magistrate. You will have to give the statement before the magistrate, and it is thereafter the magistrate which will look into it whether the case is made out or not case is made out. But that is not something it's too early at this stage, premature at this stage to start discussing what the court is going to be, because court is now going to rely only on the documents produced before it. So let that stage come. At this stage, it's too early to discuss all this.
Interestingly, because Siddharth mentioned that the question was posed to the investigation agencies, where is the money trail? Another question was also posed was that why have you come up with this only now? Some records that they showed in court, and the agency said that these records have actually been given only now in this year, which is why even if they are pertaining to a previous year, we are only presenting it now and acting on them now. And interestingly, Siddharth, this is for your benefit as well. The court also said that why don't you make Aam Aadmi Party a party to this case, since fundamentally the allegation is that it was for party funding that this money was taken. Of course, the court has now come out and clarified that they did not mean...
That essentially...
Once again, let me finish. They have also come out and clarified that their intention was not to suggest that there is guilt on anybody's part.
How incompetent the ED's investigation is. They don't even know whom to charge. That exactly is the Supreme Court's question. That when you are not charging the right person, that means that you are doing a shoddy job.
No, so what we have got to know now, Sanjay, what we have got to know now is that a legal process is on. The ED is looking to understand whether they can make Aam Aadmi Party a party or not. But I want to clarify, the court today clarified on this, suggesting that they're not prescribing any guilt on anybody's part. But just stay with me. We're also getting breaking updates now that Sanjay Singh has been remanded to ED custody till October 10. So another 5 days for which Sanjay Singh will be in ED custody. His bail hearing has also been adjourned for later in the week. But Sanjay Singh, at least for now, will have to be in ED custody at least till October 10. He was arrested last evening after a raid from early morning at his residence, and he was presented in the court just a short while ago. The ED, if I remember correctly, had asked for 10 days custody. What they've been granted, it looks like, is 5 days custody. So he will be in ED custody till October 10. His bail hearing will come up again later, while it was also moved earlier today. On the political question, I want to go back to our guest. Arun Anand is with us. Arun Anand, do you see this arrest either uniting the India bloc further, given that they have always maintained that they are being harassed by the central agencies, or do you think it could cause fissures for them, because ultimately this is a corruption taint, and the Delhi Congress has actually also raised this charge against the Delhi government? How are they going to wash off what they said just months ago?
I think it's going to create fissures in India alliance, and the reason is, see, right now, this battle is being fought at actually two fronts. One is the legal front and one is the political front. When it comes to the legal front, of course, as Mr. Sumit Chandra was also saying that, no, it's too early to say, and the very fact that their ex-ministers, whether it was Satyendar Jain or Manish Sisodia, especially in the excise case, he was arrested. So they haven't got bail till yet. And had there been, as Aam Aadmi Party has been claiming that they are absolutely clean and there is no case against them and there is political vendetta only. So prima facie, they should have, got bail much earlier. Yeah. But they have to go up to the Supreme Court and they haven't got the bill. So that puts Aam Aadmi Party and subsequently India Alliance also on the back foot as far as the legal front is concerned. Now, when it comes to the political front, So right now they are trying to close the ranks, but there are a lot of rumblings within the Delhi Congress. It's an embarrassing situation for Congress in both Punjab as well as in Delhi, and because the rest of the parties, they do not have a stake, whether it is the RJD or whether it is Shiv Sena, they don't have a stake in Delhi or Punjab. So they can come out with the statement and support Aam Aadmi Party, and I think overall. See, the thing is that had excise policy been absolutely without any lacunae or without any problem, the Aam Aadmi Party shouldn't have taken back that policy. The very fact that this policy was, junked within an year. So that also, the policy front also, it's difficult to justify that policy. And there seems to be apparent gaps, and when India Alliance is trying to target the BJP-led NDA on the issue of corruption, so I think it's going to dilute their campaign.
Siddharth Sharma, I wanted to ask you exactly this question. Don't you think this case has fundamentally hurt your party's image as an anti-corruption party, which was your plank by which you came to power? This is happening in Delhi, mind you, not happening in Punjab, which was your foray as a second stint. Delhi is what brought you to power and to prominence. And here you've got two former ministers, now an MP, under arrest and in custody. How are you going to deflect from those charges if there was everything absolutely clean about this policy?
I'll not deflect, I'll answer it head on. Just like Mr. Trudeau of Canada in a spate of high, charging India with all kinds of charges, doesn't hold water and it is laughed upon, and it doesn't make India any smaller. In fact, it makes Canada the laughing stock, including Mr. Trudeau. The same way, these kind of cases, and this has been tried earlier also. My question is again comes back to that. Did Mr. Advani and Mr. Vajpayee being in jail for nearly 2 years in 1977 hurt BJP? No, it did not, because the cases were, it's very simple now. Everyone today, the viewer of CNN News 18 understands that ED has become a naked example of abuse of law. ED,
but I'm not sure if Advani and Vajpayee's case applies to you. They weren't in power at that time. Your government is in power and is accused of corruption while formulating a policy in power. It's not an action of a few.
Then the answer to that is that the same policy, when it is applied in Punjab, how come it is good and how come it is making in good revenue? Everyone knows that the Indian Premier Investigating Agency of India is being turned into wolves to hound political opponents who cause acute discomfort to BJP.
I have a minute left. I have a minute left. Let Niket Abbas respond to that. Niket Abbas, ultimately, if you look at the record of these agencies, one, the question has been raised of just how many cases actually even go to conclusion. And the classic case that comes to light when you talk about corruption is the case of Robert Vadra. Robert Vadra's was the case that you used, others may have also used and now forgotten, but I'll leave that aside. But the BJP has been harping on it for 10 years while being in power. Nothing has happened of that case. So why should we, the public, believe that every case that gets lodged, or even if somebody gets arrested, is actually a case that is legally tight?
Shivani, we need to make out the difference between the government and the central agencies who take the charge of it.
No, you can't deflect that. Nigat, I'm sorry to say, in public perception, the ED very much comes under the government, and you cannot deflect from the fact that these actions will ultimately be tied with the government.
No. Shivani, allow me to speak. I understand it comes under the government. But that doesn't really mean that the government has to tell them what to do. It is for them, they have a defined policy to do, they have their principles, they know how to do work, and they know how to investigate. And ultimately, the Honorable Court has to decide.
They know how not to investigate Mr. Himant Biswa Sharma. They know exactly how.
Siddharth, not like this. Let her have her say. I have limited time. Siddharth, nobody spoke over you. Can I just have Nikat, please?
Sanjay Singh or Suli Baba had what to offer to Dinesh Arora, the carrot, that we would help you sort the excise case which you have as pending. And this is exactly what Manish Sisodia and Sanjay Singh did. They helped him to sort a case which was due in the excise department. And then you become a Suli Baba. Do not come up here and teach me moral science, Siddharji. You have to tell the, you need to answer that. Why is that Arvind Kejriwal has been sitting on this thing? And why is that Arvind Kejriwal, who does speak on everything, does not even tell us that why Sanjay Singh demanded 32 lakh rupees from Dinesh Arora?
Well, those are allegations at this stage, even if there's an approvals testimony. I do want to ask Mr. Sumit very quickly, the fact that two leaders, or at least in case of Manish Sisodia, under whom the excise department came directly, the fact that he hasn't managed to get bail for so long, what is the message does that send? Does that send the message that yes, the charges are very serious, the courts must have seen something on record, which is why bail is being refused?
Shivani, when it comes to bail, there are basically three things or three parameters that the court needs to see. One is that whether the accused is a flight risk, whether he'll run away. Second, whether he may or may not influence the witnesses in some manner. And lastly, that he would not tamper with the evidence. If three parameters are concerned, the courts normally grant a bail where they think they are in a position to either influence a witness or tamper with the evidence or is a flight risk, then the bail normally is not.
In this case, I think this is what has gone against Manish Sisodia, that he has been in a position of influence and thus can influence both the witnesses and the evidence in this case, and which is why you suggest he is not getting bail. Very quickly.
This is not a suggestion, this is the law, and these are the three parameters given by the law itself, the act, and of course the landmark judgment in such PMLA matters in Vijay Mandal case versus Union of India. The Supreme Court has also clarified these issues. So these are law requirements. Police possibly needs the accused for certain interrogation purposes. The court, after seeing the evidence, have felt that police, if they require the custody of or the remand of the accused, the court has granted that.
All right, I have to leave it at that. Thanks a lot for our guests for joining us. Certainly, this is going to be a big question mark as far as the credibility of the party concerned is concerned in this matter, because these are very serious corruption charges. Sanjay Singh has been remanded to ED custody at least for 5 days. We slip into a very short break. On the other side, we get you our World Cup special preview. Remember, the World Cup has kick-started and India will be starting its campaign against Aussies, one of the firm favourites, very soon. More with our big World Cup panel.
Dubai in the UAE caught attention. About 250 crore was spent on that wedding. Cash payment in dirham was made. The wedding planner was also paid in cash worth, hundreds of crores of rupees. There was a private jet that was hired, and that money also from Nagpur all the way to Dubai. Family members of Saurabh Chandrakar, one of the promoters, they all flew down in a private jet. Ravi Uppal is the second promoter. These two are based in UAE. The headquarters of this app is in UAE, but we are told that there is also a Pakistan connection. These two promoters were trying to, launch a similar betting platform in Pakistan as well, and that has set the alarm bells ringing. Why is ED concerned? Why is government concerned? Because on the face of it, this looks like just an organized crime racket, but could it have links with terror? The moment you talk about betting and you have links with Pakistan, automatically the alarm bells are ringing here in Delhi. So that is exactly what has happened in this case. Ranbir Kapoor may not be the first and the only one from Bollywood who will be summoned. A list of about 17 people, Bollywood A-listers, who have helped this app by promoting them or participating in that high-profile wedding, and all payments have been made through Hawala transactions. There are a number of Hawala operators also who are part of this racket. ED plans to question all of them to figure out what is the extent of this money laundering that is happening. 5,000 crore is the rough estimate, but the number could go up, is what ED officials say. They've already attached property worth 417 crore, arrested 4 people, carried out searches at multiple locations. There is a non-bailable warrant from a special PMLA court in Chhattisgarh, in Raipur, against the promoters, based on which ED is also wanting to get a red corner notice issued. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. What the ED officials say is that this betting app and the way it was operating, the tentacles of it could be running deep into Indian society, from the top level of Bollywood right up to slum dwellers in cities like Mumbai and Delhi. Mahadev betting app has once again grabbed headlines because Enforcement Directorate has asked actor Ranbir Kapoor to be present before the Enforcement Directorate and answer some questions. But how does this app really work? What is this app all about? As per Enforcement Directorate, which has been probing the Mahadev betting app, this is an umbrella syndicate which provides online betting agencies, platforms, and betting happens on everything under the sun. It could be on political results as far as elections are concerned. It could be on the weather on that particular day. It could be cricket matches or the success of a particular Bollywood film. So anything that you want to bet on, Mahadev app actually provided you some online platform to put your money on. How was this app really functioning? What the ED investigation suggests so far is that the head office of this app is in UAE, but its tentacles are spread across the world. There is a connection with Netherlands, Sri Lanka, Nepal, UAE of course, and then there are operators in Delhi and Mumbai in India who are helping this app operate. The modus operandi seems to be twofold. One, slum dwellers, people who are in the low income group, mostly unsuspecting people, their UPI IDs are taken by those associated with this app. In return, they are paid some money, but their UPI ID is then misused to launder money. The second way in which this app works is that if you want to bet or if you want to participate in online betting, you are given numbers of call centers. These call centers, have been traced to various countries, Netherlands, Nepal, Sri Lanka, UAE, to name a few. And when you call these call centers, you are sent a WhatsApp number. On this WhatsApp numbers, bank transaction UPI details are to be shared, and once the bettor actually shares his UPI or bank details, then some money is transferred into his or her account, making that player satisfied that he is getting a return for the kind of money that he has placed on the betting app. But that is only step one. What really happens after that? There are a panel of operators associated with this betting app. The numbers being put forward right now is 4,000 to 5,000 panel operators, each one of whom are earning about 150 to 200 crores through this modus operandi. And the ratio of profit sharing with the Mahadev app promoters is 70-30. So 70% of the total earning is transferred to the promoters, 30% of it is kept with these panel operators who are associated. That is broadly the modus operandi on which the Mahadev app is working. Even payments that are being made, there are a lot of celebrity endorsements to make this app popular, make this gaming app popular, betting app popular. There are celebrity endorsements, and ED suspects that they are all paid through Hawala channels. So the money that they are fraudulently earning, they are trying to round trip it and pay it to celebrities via Hawala channels. That is what Ranbir Kapoor is likely to be asked as to how was the payment made to him when he was promoting this particular app. This entire racket actually came to forefront after one of the promoters' wedding in Dubai, in the UAE, caught attention. About 250 crore was spent on that wedding. Cash payment in dirham was made. The wedding planner was also paid in cash worth, hundreds of crores of rupees. There was a private jet that was hired, and that money also from Nagpur all the way to Dubai. Family members of Saurabh Chandrakar, one of the, promoters, they all flew down in a private jet. Ravi Uppal is the second promoter. These two are based in UAE. The headquarters of this app is in UAE, but we are told that there is also a Pakistan connection. These two promoters were trying to, launch a similar betting platform in Pakistan as well, and that has set the alarm bells ringing. Why is ED concerned? Why is government concerned? Because on the face of it, this looks like just an organized crime racket, but could it have links with terror? The moment you talk about betting and you have links with Pakistan, automatically the alarm bells are ringing here in Delhi. So that is exactly what has happened in this case. Ranbir Kapoor may not be the first.
Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching CNN News 18's World Cup special. Kings of Cricket. From today, we kickstart our special coverage of the marquee tournament, the ICC Men's World Cup, that starts soon with defending champions England taking on New Zealand in a repeat of the 2019 final at the Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. The special thing this time, of course, is that India is hosting the World Cup alone for the very first time. Previously, of course, in 1987, India have hosted the World Cup with Pakistan. And then in 2011, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh were also co-hosts. So a total of 48 matches will be played at 10 locations with the 10 teams battling it out with all the rest for the prestigious trophy. The tournament will be played in the same format as the 2019 World Cup. 10 teams playing against each other at least once in a single round-robin format, with the top 4 moving along into the semi-finals. So India has failed to win an ICC trophy for the last 10 years. And this World Cup is as good an opportunity India has had in a long time to get their hands on that big title. There is no doubt that India are the top contenders and the team to beat, not just by the virtue of being the host, mind you, but by virtue of being the top one-day side as we speak. India started its campaign on October 8 against Australia at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium in Chennai, and we'll talk more about that and other things in the next 1 hour in our mega World Cup preview. But first, let me introduce to you our World Cup panel, starting with legendary Mohinder Amarnath himself, who was one of the star performers for the Indian team in the 1983 World Cup win that kick-started it all for us. Former India cricketer Venkatesh Prasad is also going to be with us. With us is going to be Murli Kartik, former India cricketer himself. Completing our spin attack of sorts is former England cricketer Graeme Swann as well. And finally, senior cricket journalist and commentator Ayaz Menon will be joining us. Remember to tune in for the entire duration of the World Cup coverage. Hear the views and the analysis of these top cricketing minds with a world of experience on the field. In fact, let me go across to one of our panelists, our experts joining us in the studio itself. It's none other than Murli Kartik. Kartik, thanks a lot for being here. How excited are you first up? Another World Cup at home.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, first of all, Shivani, and a bit of a homecoming for me.
Yeah.
It's nostalgic because I did the 2011 World Cup with CNN.
So you're going to be our lucky mascot again or not?
Yeah, maybe. So, but the only difference being that it was at a different venue, the studio, and also we had all our panelists sitting in one spot. So right now I'm the only one sitting next to you. And the others are in different parts of the world.
Well, we live in a post-COVID world, so this is how it is. But I can see all of our guests now joining us from all parts of the world, of course. Jimmy Paji, let me come to you. Does this team have what the Kapil's Devils had? Because we are looking for the hat-trick of World Cup titles this year.
Definitely. I think there are a lot of reasons for that. First of all, hello to everybody and the entire panel over there, and a very big hello to you, Shivani. Good to see you there.
Yes.
And definitely, actually, I think we are playing at home. We have the team, we have the support of the crowd and the people, and the emotions are going to be there. The wickets are also going to be our liking. So I think we have a very, very good chance to win the World Cup.
I'll take quick opening comments from all of our panelists. What a wealth of experience, a world of experience we have. And certainly this is the place to be. Just like India is going to be the team to beat, CNN News 18 World Cup coverage is the coverage to watch out for. Let me go across to Venki as well. Venki, we are looking forward to your very, very key critiques during this World Cup. You've got everybody, hooked on Twitter with your straight speak, with your plain speak. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, don't brand me like that. I'm just saying the facts, and I'm just going to stick to that for sure. Say what I see, call a spade for sure, no doubt about it, whether it's India or whether it's any other team for that matter. It's not that I'm just critic of one particular player or one particular team as such. So, having said that, look, this is celebration time for every every nation, cricket playing nation especially, and India especially, because we are hosting and we are hosting the whole competition here, and the team looks superb. It looks set now. Well, a few months back we had some some concerns about who's going to bat at number 4 and so on and so forth. But then now I think things have solved, and they're looking in good stead and also in good confidence as well, having won the Asia Cup. So I think everything is going towards India's favor. The home condition, home crowd, and they know, and of course, they know the pitches as well. So in that sense, I think everything is going India's favor.
Yes, of course, we're going to talk about the combination that has been such a heated debate in the last few months leading up to the World Cup. Is it truly settled, or could there still be surprises? Because certainly as far as the squad is concerned, till the very last moment, there was a surprise when it came to Ashwin. But I'll get to that in just a bit. Opening comments from Swanee as well. I know that Karthik and Swan are great friends, so we're looking forward to that as well.
Namaskaram, Swanee Dada.
Hello, mate. How are you? Hello to everyone. I'm glad I'm here because obviously England are the holders of the World Cup, so we're the team to beat. Never mind India winning the Asia Cup in home advantage. England are the team to beat. But being serious, India look very, very strong going into this, and everyone in England is very nervous about your boys in blue. But hopefully, it's going to be a brilliant tournament. It always is. The World Cup is a very special event. But I'm quietly confident that at least we'll beat Australia at some point.
Right, absolutely. We'll take your thoughts on the top contenders in just a bit, but quick opening comments from Ayaz Memon as well. Ayaz, there's been a lot of debate about the ODI format itself. And everybody looks at the World Cup to really keep that excitement around the format alive. And a World Cup in India couldn't have come at a better time for a format that has been almost declared dead.
Well, I mean, Shivani, I think this World Cup could be the kiss of life for the ODI format. I mean, there's been so much talk about whether the ODI format is relevant any longer with the T20 being so invasive, and still a vast majority of players saying that we need to preserve Test cricket. So the ODI format has been kind of almost been left a little orphaned. But this could be a game changer where the ODI format is concerned. It all depends on how the competition pans out. I remember that in 1987, when the tournament first came to the subcontinent, we had a crackling tournament. I mean, India and Pakistan both didn't make it to finals, but the tournament was fantastic. So too in 1996, where we lost in the semis, but it was a great tournament. So hopefully, playing in the subcontinent, and remember that all the other teams that are coming here, barring maybe Pakistan, the players have all played in the IPL. They're familiar with the conditions, with the pitches, and obviously all the Indian players. So while playing at home is an advantage, it's not such a big advantage as one it is usually imagined.
The summer of 1983 at Lord's. When Team India crushed the dominant Caribbean team. No one can forget that night of 2011 when Dhoni finished off in style.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup.
Rohit Sharma and team are now all set to battle it out. Their aim is to win the World Cup for a third time, and yet again at home. Days before the big event, Team India became world's best ODI team and also won the Asia Cup for an 8th time. This will definitely boost the confidence of the men in blue coming in. The Swedes against the Aussies also proved to be a perfect practice.
Oh, that's close, very close indeed.
But when it comes to a World Cup, our recent memory isn't great. Heartbreaks in 2015 and 2019, staggering performances in group stages, batting order crumbling like packs of cards.
Ashwin, 6 in the bank. Treadwell misses, Dhoni misses, but it doesn't matter. India win the Champions Trophy.
India last won an ICC title in 2013 when MS Dhoni-led side beat England in the Champions Trophy final. And since then, India have featured in 8 knockout matches but failed to lift a title. It was the same story in T20 World Cups. They lost the final in 2014 and were bundled out in the semis twice. India have lost 2 successive World Test Championship finals in 2021 and 2023 and lost the Champions Trophy final in 2017. So when the men in blue take on the field this time around, expectations will be as high as they've ever been. Can Rohit Sharma and company live up to that pressure?
Can India become a world champion for a third time?
Let me begin with Jimmy Paji. I want to understand from you, Jimmy Paji, what do you think makes the Rohit Sharma squad different from, let's say, the last two editions for India? Because as we just refresh the memory of our viewers, it's not a great memory to have. How is this team different?
No, I think current teams are always different to the past, to be very honest, and because it's a very experienced team. Rohit Sharma himself, a very experienced player, he's played in a number of World Cup earlier, and he's been around. Then Virat Kohli is there, and then many more players are around. And when you have youth and experience together, I think this is what makes all the difference, makes a stronger candidate to win the World Cup, to be very honest. It's not that other teams don't have that. See, everybody is coming here to win the World Cup. England is a good side, Australia and New Zealand, and Pakistan are always, unpredictable side. They can play sometime very good, sometime very poor, for that matter. So I think we have the combination right here. As far as spinners are concerned, it's good to see Bumrah getting back, in fitness and all that thing. Pandya is doing well. So basically, they're all in good form. But it's a fresh tournament. So I think one has to forget what they have achieved, what they have done in the past. So they have to start very fresh. And according to me, the real tournament starts when you get into close to the knockout stages. Because earlier matches, sometimes you have an opportunity to come back. If you lose one, you have the matches to play against poor side and weaker side. So I think we have everything ready, but I think it depends how we play on that particular day. I think they have to be very consistent on each and every game to become the champions.
Karthik, is the fact that, we've chopped and churned our playing 11 a little bit too often, that's been the consistent complaint, or things that maybe have been puzzling the fans a little bit. Do you think that's a bit of a concern for us going in, or do you think now we've settled as much as we could have?
I think that has been a result of a few things. The pandemic was a cause, and then lots of cricket being played, lots of players were getting a lot of breaks. But coming into the tournament, the one thing which you want is consistency in the fact that your squad, your 15 are together, they're playing games together. That's what happened, at least close to the Asia Cup. Yes. Australian series, the first two games, many players got a break. Then even the last game, not everybody turned up together. Look, it's an interesting one. Teams of now will always say, oh, players are playing too much, they need a break. Is that the case? It's a debate for a different day. But do you
know on a given day what playing 11 is going to come out? That's really the criticism, isn't it? You don't really know.
That's because of everybody wanting to get a break. So it's a tough one, isn't it? You've got players good enough to make the playing 11. But there are also others who are getting a break for whatever reasons, whether it's handling the workload management as the word is used nowadays. It's quite a bit of it happening. And that's been happening for the last 2 or 3 years. So
but we're settled now, you think?
I suppose in terms of the squad, we are settled. But in terms of the playing 11, because everybody's been amongst runs, so it's a problem of plenty. And also you want someone like a Surya Kumar Yadav, who was picked in the one-day squad because of his heroics in T20 cricket. And he's got the X factor. So can they fit him in the 11? Personally, for me, I prefer Ishan Kishan as a wicket-keeper. And also for his left-handedness. But I'm pretty sure that KL Rahul will...
Maybe
he's a brilliant batter, but as a keeper, I prefer Ishan Kishan. So I would say there's still a few things up for...
So we're going to do that a little bit in detail, because there are a couple of spots where we have the problem of plenty, both as far as the middle order is concerned and of the bowling lineup as well. So I'm going to go to that in just a bit. But Venki, what do you think? Who are India's, if we take for granted that India, of course, is the big contender, who are the other big teams that you think are the ones to watch out for, and why?
Look, there is going to be, Australia, no doubt about it, because of sheer experience and the history that they have playing big tournaments. They're a big team, a team to watch out for in big tournaments. And also there is New Zealand, who's been extremely consistent when it comes to big tournaments as well. So we need to watch out for Australia, New Zealand. England has a good side, there is no doubt about it. But then how well they adapt to the condition, to the situation, is I think we need to wait and watch. And And there can be, maybe a South Africa, being a fourth team can be a South Africa, who knows? Because most of the South African players, they play in the IPL. So they understand the condition. They know what is expected of them, in different venues, having played the IPL. So in that sense, I think they can be a contender for the top 4 teams.
They've obviously not played a lot of cricket, South Africa, but as they got into the World Cup cycle, they've certainly made their mark, and maybe, who knows, they're going to enjoy some of the pitches in India, because they've been touching 400 and nearabouts quite a few matches. But Graham, I know you're going to back England, no surprises there, but they've got a few issues, isn't it, coming in?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's always issues with an England team going into a World Cup. I think the bowling is the main issue. The spinners are fairly good, but they've not done that well in India before, so they want to increase their performance there. The batting, I think, takes care of itself. Stokes going in at 3 is very good for England, and you've got some fantastic explosive players, but I just don't think we're quite there yet, not in India. I do panic about our middle order playing against quality spin on Indian tracks. So I hope they prove me wrong, because obviously as an England fan, I really want England to put up a good showing over.
I do want to touch upon now the things some of our panelists have mentioned, which is exactly what could be the right balance for India. Since I have such great cricketing minds with us, let me first begin with the bowling, in fact. Of course, as I mentioned, we've got Hardik Pandya, we've got Jadeja, a cinch to get into the team because of their all-round abilities. But amidst the others, which includes Ashwin, Kuldeep, Shami, Shardul Thakur, I'm of course taking it for granted that Bumrah and Siraj are in the team. Who really gets in for you? So Jimmy Paji, I want to bring that question to you first up. What is the ideal bowling lineup for you, Jimmy Paji, for this for the World Cup? I know it's going to be a little bit horses for courses, but just generally speaking.
No, I believe one thing, like in World Cup especially, depends which country and where you're playing. I think when you talk about England, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, more or less, if you see the nature of the wickets are more or less similar, where the ball comes nicely onto the bat and you can play your shot. But when you play in India, the nature of the wicket slows down. The bounce is low. It's not the same, you can just hit on the top all the time. Sometimes you have to grind, sometimes you have to spend time over there and get used to the nature of the wicket, where the ball comes slowly off the track. So I think you have to make a lot of adjustment when you especially playing in India. So definitely in India, I think you need to go with the all-rounders, more of all-rounders. Kuldeep is bowling brilliantly.
Yes.
Ashwin coming in, I say it's a good news. I think he should have been there anyway. Why should, question should be asked. Maybe some people ask about his fielding and all that. Don't forget, in 1983, we didn't have a great fielding side. You win a World Cup and you take wickets. You have to bowl out a side. Only then you can't just contain them all the time. So I think it's a combination of all-rounders and main bowlers. Then I think you have a good side, good strokes. The batting is fabulous when you talk about India. Most of the guys, they are used to wicket, they like to play shots. And I think that what 20 cricket has done, I think the last 20 overs they can plan, or last 10 overs they can plan their innings much better. So that way, I think all the teams probably looking from this. I was thinking when Ayaz was saying, like when Ashwin was not there, probably other teams were preparing differently. But I don't think it makes any difference, to be very honest, because when you're selecting your side, you're selecting to your strength. Doesn't matter who is the opposition.
Venki, what do you think? Actually, Kuldeep Yadav has been our star bowler this year. So do you think he finds a place in the team, in this playing 11?
He has to play in the 11, I feel, straight away, without even giving a second thought to his inclusion, because I think he's changed his approach towards bowling, and I'm sure Murali Karthik can talk more about Kuldeep, and I am extremely impressed with Kuldeep Yadav's bowling, his trajectory, his flight, his variations. Whether it's the wrong ones or whether it's his bowling strength, that's the ball coming back into the right-hand batter, and he mixes it up extremely well. He's in good shape as well in terms of his fitness. Yes, batting is an issue, but then come on, I mean, you can't, if the top 7-8 can't do it, you can't expect the 11 batter to go and score some runs. But here, as a bowler, he should be there in the 11, or any bowler for that matter should be there in the 11 to get wickets and not to score runs.
I want to now look at the big question of the batting lineup, certainly the middle order. So obviously some of it selects itself, but there is a question of who are the two who get in. As far as the four of KL Rahul, Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav and Shreyas Iyer are concerned, because not all of them are going to be able to play. I ask here, who gets the upper hand as far as you are concerned?
I mean, I think that, the choice in the top line or the top order will be between KL Rahul and Ishan Kishan. I don't see Surya Kumar Yadav as the immediate starter if one of them makes the cut, because one of them will also keep wickets. I think, just going by what Murali Karthik said earlier, I think the choice may be or could be Ishan Kishan to keep wickets because he also bats left-handed, gives you that little bit of an option. But KL Rahul has come back so strongly after turning to the squad. It's a very tough call.
Venki, you want to weigh in here? Lots of debate has happened, and I love coming to you for the KL Rahul question as well, but leave that aside. I do want to ask you, who gets in for you?
I mean, who is stopping you not to ask the question on KL Rahul? Look, I think KL Rahul will bat at number 4. First 3 anyway, they select themselves, Shubman Gill, Rohit and Virat Kohli. Number 4 would be KL, 5 would be Ishan Kishan, for the simple reason, I wouldn't say, I would say Surya Kumar Yadav may not figure in the 11 in the first few matches. And also, that left-hand batter, that sort of, that variation also they need. Otherwise, everybody from top 1 to 6, suppose the Surya Kumar Yadav plays or a Shreyas Iyer plays at number 5, and then Pandya at number 6. So top 6 batters are all they're all right-hand batters. So in that sense, I would say probably 4 would be KL and 5 would be Ishan. And still, I would I feel that the team management would look at KL Rahul as a keeper and Ishan Kishan to take the field.
Okay.
Yeah, Venks, you and me might want a left-hander in the middle, but you have to remember that before Shreyas Iyer had the back spasm, he was the original number 4. Who was batting well, and then he had the back spasm. He opened the door for KL Rahul, who got runs. Ishan Kishan, for his left-handedness, should come in, and obviously he is a better bet as a gloveman overall. And I feel, having watched all these games up close, that KL Rahul is a better fielder, but he's got a better arm and moves around better. So I would rather want Ishan Kishan to bat in the middle, and Shreyas Iyer is the number 4. KL has been batting at number 5 for India.
Fair enough. I would probably it's between KL and Shreyas, I feel. And KL, why they want him to keep is only because he's already been injured, running, chasing the ball in an IPL. So they don't want that injury to recur. So in that sense, I would still feel that they would go with the KL as a wicket keeper.
If you look at the statistics, it's a little marginal, Jimmy Paji, but Shreyas Iyer's strike rate is better than KL Rahul. It's marginal, but it is better. And you do need, if you have to make a decision which is as minute as this, you look at some of these things, because otherwise, as all of you are talking about it, it's a toss-up, frankly. And I think sometimes it depends on who the captain prefers, isn't it?
Yeah, he's the boss, so he has to decide. Doesn't matter what we say, I think captain will have the last laugh over there. And definitely, but I think it's good to have a left-hander in the top order, to be very honest. I think if you have a left and right-hand combination to start with, I think it helps. If you get a good start, then probably they can take it from there.
But I'm with everyone else. You have to get Kishan in there. You have to get the lefty in there. And he's brilliant in his own right. I definitely think he's the better glove man. I think Sky is the best player in the world over the last couple of years. And then, how about not playing Virat Kohli? I'm joking. You've got to play Virat. Honestly, I tell you what. Anyone who doesn't get in the Indian team, come and play for England. We'll take them. We'll win the United Nations.
How about you give us Ben Stokes? How about you give us Ben Stokes, and maybe you can have a pick minus Virat Kohli and Gill.
What, a straight swap? Kohli for Stokes, I'll take that.
No. That's not how it will work. But congratulations, Ben Stokes is back, and we're looking forward to watching him in this World Cup. I can bet you on that one. I do thank all of our panelists for joining us. What a pleasure having all of these cricketing minds on CNN News 18 Many thanks. Karthik will be in the studio with us, and of course all of our other guests will be joining us throughout this coverage, especially on India match days. Make sure to tune in. I take your leave. Thanks a lot for watching.
Co-powered by Tata Power Solar Roof, India's #1 solar rooftop company.
Viewers, the big news. The big news this evening, the Enforcement Directorate claims it has been able to link AAP MP Sanjay Singh to a kickback given with regards to the Delhi excise alleged scam case. The Enforcement Directorate told the court that accused turned approver Dinesh Arora paid the amount to Singh's close aide. Apart from the statement, the ED also claimed it had electronic evidence to corroborate this fact, it claims, and the alleged payoff. The claims were made by the Enforcement Directorate while it was arguing in court to seek Singh's custody. The arrest has brought the AAP and BJP cadre onto the capital streets, viewers, and there has been, of course, a lot of mayhem playing out on the streets of Delhi outside the BJP headquarters, and also, of course, outside that court complex and the ED headquarters. Now, viewers, let me just very quickly take you over some of the updates that have been coming in. Latest with regards to the Enforcement Directorate case against Sanjay Singh. The AAP is very much now in the ED crosshairs as Liquorgate gets bigger. What we are being told now is that the court has remanded Singh to a 5-day ED custody, even though the ED was demanding 10 days. It also sort of said it was okay with 8. The ED claims the electronic proof against Singh, proof that links him to a 2 crore kickback. Now, those are serious charges, viewers, and if indeed there is proof, it could mean trouble for Sanjay Singh. It could mean trouble for the Aam Aadmi Party. Already, the Bharatiya Janata Party that hit the streets today said that Kejriwal is going to be next because he's really, according to them, the scam kingpin. That's what they have said. The Aam Aadmi Party has spun around and said that, look, this is a witch hunt orchestrated by the Prime Minister, no less, because his ship is sinking and he is basically being rejected by the people, so he's clutching at straws to try and discredit the opposition any which way. That's really what played out. Let's try to bring you some of those reactions from the streets as the AAP and the BJP went really head to head and toe to toe.
संजय जी कुछ कहेंगे अभी अरेस्टिंग? संजय जी कुछ कहेंगे? संजय जी कुछ कहेंगे? है मोदी जी का, हारेंगे मोदी जी चुनाव हार रहे हैं, इसलिए संजय जी आगे
ये जो संजय सिंह है ये कोई लास्ट नहीं है, और भी बड़े बड़े नाम हैं जो ये पूरी शराब की पॉलिसी में इन्वॉल्व थे, और ईडी ने जो अपनी जांच करी है उसके पास में काफी एविडेंस है, और जो गवर्नमेंट अप्रूवर बने हैं दिनेश अरोड़ा, उन्होंने काफी बातों की जानकारी दी है। जब संजय सिंह को दिनेश अरोड़ा, अमित अरोड़ा के सामने बिठाया जाएगा और वहां पर उनसे सवाल पूछा जाएगा, तो संजय सिंह केवल इतना नहीं कह सकते क्योंकि इलेक्शन आ रहा है और हम अपोजिशन पार्टी में हैं इसलिए हम पर अटैक हो रहा है। उनको जवाब देना पड़ेगा।
सारे केस झूठे लगा रहे हैं ये लोग, तो कुछ इतने केस लगा लिए, इतनी जांच कर ली, कुछ निकलता तो है नहीं। तो इस जांच के खेल में टाइम ही खराब होता है, सबका टाइम खराब होता है, जांच एजेंसियों का भी टाइम खराब होता है, सरकार का भी। सबको काम करना चाहिए, देश के लिए काम करना चाहिए, तभी तो देश तरक्की करेगा। सबको झूठे केसों में फंसा के उससे तो देश तरक्की नहीं करेगा। जिस तरह के सवाल सुप्रीम कोर्ट आज पूछ रहा था, क्योंकि मामला सब जुडिस है, मेरे को कोई टिप्पणी उस पर नहीं करनी चाहिए, लेकिन जिस तरह के सवाल कर रहा था उससे तो मतलब एक तरह से एक फीलिंग आ रही थी कि गलत ही केस बना रखा है इन लोगों ने हमारे ऊपर।
Well, the ED action against Sanjay Singh is just a small part of a massive crackdown by the central agency over the last few years on alleged money laundering. Several India bloc opposition leaders have been either arrested or then prosecuted. Some of them are in jail, some have tried but failed to get the courts to quash the ED's probe against them in different cases. despite getting substantial relief from the court, viewers, almost all these politicians have claimed that they are victims of a witch hunt. And when I say substantial relief, in some cases, they have been given immunity from personal appearances, like the Gandhis, for instance, viewers. Or some have been bailed out in anticipation, like some of those involved in the big scam in Bihar with regards to the Yadavs, viewers. The centre says that this isn't the case. It claims the Enforcement Directorate isn't shackled anymore like it was under the UPA, which was hamstrung by coalition compulsion, so could not even open cases against some of their own partners. And they're referring to the Congress. The Congress could not go out there and prosecute people they knew were corrupt within their own administration or beyond, their allies, because if they had done so, these allies would have withdrawn support. The question then arises, is the NDA more active than the UPA in policing corruption? Or was corruption much less in the UPA era? Let's look at what the hard facts tell us, viewers. Let me take you through some of those hard facts even as we await more details from the court about the charges against Sanjay Singh. But pay attention, these are important hard facts, viewers. Now, there has been a corruption crackdown, but viewers, it differs according to times and according to decades. 2004 and 2014, you had a bunch of crackdowns or cases registered, but not in enough numbers. So let me just take you through the numbers. In 2014, 2022, total politicians that were interrogated, 121. 121 top politicians have been interrogated, viewers, out of which the opposition share is 95%. 95%. Let's look at the next graphic. 2004 to 2014, top netas interrogated, only 26. Let's press the continue button on that. That's right, 26. But opposition politicians comprised only 54%. So around 40% less, viewers, of cases were filed by the UPA against opposition politicians, which means that there was perhaps, at least on the face of it, corruption more within the ranks, outside of the basic circles, in the opposition circles, than within. The question is, was political corruption therefore less between 2004 and 2014? That's an obvious question that will arise. How is it that such few opposition politicians or such few cases, in fact, were even registered? Let's have a look at total interrogations. Now, here is a very interesting number, viewers. The total interrogations are also very revealing. And this is something that I've already mentioned to you. But look at the ED searches between 2004 and 2014, between 2014 and 22. Between 2014 and 22, which are the NDA years, 2,974 searches in PMLA cases by the Enforcement Directorate. However, in 2004 and 14, only 112 searches in PMLA cases. Again, the question arises, was political corruption much less between 2004 and 2014? Remember what the CNAG said, viewers? You remember that? You remember what the court said about the CBI and other central agencies being caged parrots? Well, what was holding back the crackdown? We don't know, viewers. We don't know. Those are questions that need to be asked. Another set, hard fact 3. This is a big one. In 2004 to 2014 and 2022, the number of prosecution complaints, 839 prosecution complaints, viewers, have been filed by the Enforcement Directorate. In 2004 and 2014, the UPA years, only 104. Do the maths. The maths tells you that a very few prosecution complaints were filed. Now, if you ask the BJP, they will say that, well, they couldn't because they were hamstrung by coalition compulsions. Again, the question is, was political corruption less between 2004 and 2014 during the UPA years? I don't know, viewers, but certainly there were fewer cases. Again, let's have a look at the assets values that have been attached by the Enforcement Directorate. Under the NDA, 95,000 crores